Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are at Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas over on South Stoughton Road, and I can't wait to hear them talk about swim spas later on in the program. That's going to be great.
A little bit of even do-it-yourself work, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And first, I should say, we're going to talk a little bit about strength training with Keith Kubiesa from Summit Strength and Fitness. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. Good to have you with us today. You were on Talk of the Town earlier this week, and we like having you on Wisconsin Family. So let's start a little bit talk to us a little bit about how Summit Strength and Fitness got started.
My trade, I'm a personal trainer,
Sure.
which slowly turned into becoming a climbing coach because I had a client that was a climber, so I went to climb myself to get a feel for what that was all about.
Sure.
And I ran out of space at the old gym I was working at because it became so popular with my clients and the kids where I decided I needed my own space where I can control the environment and do
Sure.
what I wanted to do with my clients. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's working out for you okay? You feel like you're able to control those variables?
Yeah, that so far. And we're brand new, so we opened in January, so it's
Sure.
still kind of feeling everything out and
Still working some of the kinks out and everything. So, well, good. Good.
Well,
Excellent.
congratulations, Keith, on your new place.
Thanks.
What makes you unique? Because there are a lot of little gyms and studios all over Madison.
Yes, we're not a climbing gym per se. We're not a fitness gym. It's more so combining both of those. We're a gym where you can come practice your skill of climbing instead of just going in and screwing around and do whatever you want. So there's a focus to being on the climbing wall, and there's also a focus to being off the climbing wall, combining both those in a way that makes sense and to be, make most use out of your time.
That's what your classes are about, right?
Yep.
It's helping people be better climbers.
Yeah, and it's easy to go in and just kind of do whatever you want, and that you're going to tend to do what you're good at. And so with the classes, we're going to do things that you aren't necessarily good at, but are going to be good for you to become better at climbing or whatever sport we're training for.
And you really, when you're exercising, you really need some unity and variety so that you're having those repetitions so you can build the muscle groups that you want, but you also want to have some variety too so that your body doesn't become complacent either. So I mean that kind of sounds like along the lines of what you're doing.
Yeah, and as far as climbers go, we have the tendency to just want to just climb.
Right.
And so we get those climbers off the wall to do things to further prevent injury from just climbing all the time. Or if non-climbers, we'll get them on the wall to use your whole body and move in a different way that you aren't used to moving.
That was my next question. Yeah. So you're getting climbers off the wall, but you also welcome non-climbers to join in as well.
Yeah, and we have a couple classes that, there's people that have been climbing forever and people that are brand new to climbing, and they kind of integrate together and learn from each other.
Working side by side?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
And there's so much terrain on the wall where they can use what works for them.
The terrain is wide enough?
Yeah, wide enough. There's varied angles, varied holds. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, when you get home from work and you talk to a friend or something like that, do they ever ask you, how was work today, Keith? And you say, I was just off the wall all day.
No, but I should start using that
You
stuff.
should start, yeah.
So you're saying that a summit is, the saying at Summit, I should say, is train smarter, climb harder. What exactly does that mean?
So it's easy to go into the gym and just look at everyone putting up heavy weights or climbing the hardest things, where we tend to neglect how we're using our body and why, and how we use the alignment in our body to stay safe.
Sure.
So it's not a quick process to become a good climber, a good athlete. So we want to get all the minuscule things first.
Sure.
To make sure we're doing the big things right.
Well, let's do. You have a demonstration that you want to do with us
quick.
here. So I'm going to put my thing down here, and then you're going to ask me to do something.
Yeah. So all day, most of us in our everyday life, we're hunched over forward. So our chests, our shoulders are what we like to call pronated.
Pronated. Okay.
So we never. Anytime we get up overhead, it's hard to open up. And sometimes we get on the climbing wall, we get into these weird moves where we have to be overhead, and that's where injuries are going to occur when we're not ready for it. So if we were at the gym, we'd have something really light, like a 5-pound dumbbell or a PVC pipe. And so you're going to reach your hands as high towards the sky as you can, and typically, our hands are going to be in front of our head. So we want to open up our chest by pinching our shoulders back, all while using our posterior. So our posterior being this whole line of muscles down our back, which we also tend to neglect. So as you're doing that, I want you to pinch your shoulders back and roll your hips forward so you take out this lumbar curve in your back. You try to make your back as flat as possible.
Oh, wow.
And so
I'm feeling it.
Like I said, we don't need a whole lot of weight to do that. So
no more weights. That's fine.
Yeah, you can
good.
put those
I'm
down.
good.
So is that part of your classes, is holding that position?
Yeah, holding that position or doing an active stretch, so moving through a stretch. Well, like I said, have a 5-pound dumbbells in her hand, if that, or a PVC pipe, just to properly warm up and get our body in that right alignment to start moving.
Yeah, you're right. And we have just about 30 seconds left, but I want to make sure you get a chance to talk about your summer youth program that's going on May through August.
Yeah, so I'm really passionate about working with kids. I've coached kids for a long time, and so we're trying to start up a further program in the fall. But throughout the summer, we're just doing one day a week for a couple hours with kids of all ages to get them on the wall, learn how to move on the wall, and hopefully by the fall, we'll have enough kids where we can start adding multiple days and having more of a structure to kind of match what other climbing gyms are doing with teams.
Kids of all ages.
Yes.
What's the youngest you have?
There's been 3-year-olds in the gym.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, Keith Kubiesa from Summit Strength and Fitness, thank you so much for the information and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Don't go away. More Wisconsin Family coming up right after this.